Okay, welcome back to our presentation. Let's continue from where we left the other time. We are considering the users of accounting information. In our previous presentation, we said management are some of the users of accounting information. Okay, so by the end of the lesson, you'll be able to know the information needs of some of these accounting users, okay, users of accounting information, or in the other words, users of accounting information, okay. So we are starting with management. Management, they've been entrusted with the financial resources of the business, or the shareholders, they've been entrusted into the hands of the management their money and their business. And it is expected of them to run it in the interest of the shareholders, okay? Because at the end of the day, they will render an accountability to these owners or these users. And for that matter, management will be interested in the performance of the business and that of the financial position of the business. And when it comes to the performance of the business, they will be assessing whether the business is making profits or loss, okay? And when it comes to the financial position of the business, they will be looking at their long-term investment in fixed assets and that of the long-term loans or the liabilities that they are having in their books, okay? So in assessing the profit or loss account of the business, or in assessing the performance of the business, they will be looking at the profit and loss account, because the profit and loss account to provide information relating to the performance, okay, whether they are making profit or loss. So through the profit and loss account, they'll be able to know whether they are making profit or they are making losses. Okay, so the information needs of the management in this aspect has to do with the performance of the business, and in assessing the performance of the business, they'll be looking at the profit and loss account of the business. And when it comes to the financial position of the business, they will be looking at the long-term loans and then the fixed asset that they have, the investment that they've made in these items, okay. And they will also be assessing whether the company is doing overtrading or undertrading, okay. When it comes to undertrading, it means the current liabilities are way higher than that of the current asset, okay. And when it comes to overtrading, it means the current asset is more than the current liabilities of the business. So here the information needs of the management is one, they'll be assessing the performance of the business, and in assessing the performance of the business, they'll be looking at the profit and loss account of the business, okay, don't forget that. And then they'll also be considering the financial position, and at this stage, what is known as the balance sheet, they'll be considering the balance sheet of the business to know the status of the business, okay. So the information needs of the management has to do with assessing the performance of the business, and in assessing the performance of the business, they'll be looking at the profit and loss account, and then they'll move on to the financial position of the business, okay, the investment that they've made in long-term assets, and then they are borrowing, they are stand, their obligations, okay, whether they are managing it effectively or not, and the short-term obligation, whether they are having huge bank overdraft or not, okay. So these are the things that they'll be considering, they'll be interested in, because if they manage these two statements effectively, it means the objective of the owners will be met, okay. So these are some of the information needs of the management. Let's move on to the investors or shareholders. Investors or potential investors, they are the people that they provide money or they invest their money to run the activities of the business, okay. Or the shareholders, they are the owners of the business. They provide their resources to run the business. They give money or they invest their money so that the objective of the business will be achieved, because it is the objective of every business to, let's say, to make a lot of profit at the end of every accounting year. But without resources, there is no way the business can achieve that objective. So their information needs here, when it comes to the investors, okay, or the shareholders, they're only interested in getting a lot of returns, okay, getting huge returns on their investments, okay. So they too, they will be assessing, if a potential investor will be assessing how well your business is performing, and apart from that, they will be also be considering the dividend that the shareholders have been giving to the existing shareholders, okay. Because if the management are paying huge dividend on the existing shareholders, it means the potential shareholders come in, they know that this business is making well, or they are making good profits, and at the end of the day, they will be willing to provide their resources to run the activities, or they will be willing to invest their money into the business. So here, investors or potential investors or shareholders will be interested in the profit of the business, the returns on their investments, and that of the dividend paid at the end of the year to the existing, okay, to the existing ones. So these are some of the information needs, or these are some of the information that they will be looking at. Because if I'm an investor, I'm coming to invest in your company, first I have to consider whether you are making profit or not. If you are not making profit, there is no need for me to invest my money in that, okay. And also I will be considering the dividend paid to the existing ones, okay. So if you are paying so much to the existing investors or shareholders, it means me too, if I invest my money in the business, at the end of the day I will get the required returns, or I will get huge returns on my investment. So these are some of the information needs of the management and that of investors and shareholders, okay. So I'll end the series on this presentation. In our upcoming series, we will be considering the government, the employees, and then the rest of the users of accounting information. Please do well and subscribe to our channel and learn more at www.ghanaonlineeducation.com. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon.